This segment is brought to you by Waits and Downer, attorneys at law.
Hello and welcome back to this edition of Bayou Time. Again, your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terra Barn Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it very, very much. You know, I love the fact that a lot of these organizations get together and they try and figure out where there's a need. They figure out a way for our community to have some fun and how to do that and accomplish that need. Very glad to have with us again Ms. Karen Schilling. Karen, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
I appreciate you being here, the director of the play that we're talking about in just a moment. Next to her, Ms. Courtney Arsenault. Courtney, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Keith.
You're very welcome. Of course, with the Sunrise Rotary Club. And Mr. Russell LaBeouf. Russell, thanks for joining us as well.
No problem. Glad to be here.
All right. Very good. So, Desperate Housewives of Shakespeare. So how did this kind of come to be, Karen? I know that people call you all the time. Anytime something's play related, you are kind of our expert about, because, you get the opportunity to voluntold lots of people about things that they are going to do and not do. Tell us a little bit about how Desperate Housewives came to be for something that we're doing to help some of the programs with Fletcher.
This is actually the third program, the third play we've done for the Sunrise Rotary to help raise funds for their projects, which they'll talk about in a little bit.
Right.
And so I'm always on the lookout and looking for things. I think over the last 2 summers, they've been fairly successful and fun to do. So
I'll agree with both of those.
Yeah.
Successful and fun.
So, I kind of peruse some of the publishing catalogs and stuff that I get. And when I saw this particular little play, I got a reading copy of it and just thought it had so much potential. It was so much fun. And, Desperate Housewives, I've never really watched the show on TV, but a lot of people talk about it. And so when I got the script, I just thought, it's perfect. We could have a lot of fun with it. And so that's what we've done.
Okay. And like usual, very often you'll see something and go, okay, I think I can make this a little bit better.
That's what a director is all about, is to say, do it this way or don't do it that way, or it'll be more funny if we do it that way, or people really get a laugh out of that. So we've taken a few liberties with it. We've added some local flavor to some of the things that we talk about in there. But overall, we've really stayed true to the script. We've had fun, and I think we'll have a delightful little one-act play to give to our the people who come to see the show.
I like it. So, Dwayne, put that up if you don't mind. Kind of want to let people know a little bit about the play that's coming up. It is the Sunrise Rotary of Houma and Martin and Pellegrin CPAs. They present Desperate Housewives of Shakespeare. It'll be August 14th and 15th. The doors open at 6 p.m. at Fletcher Technical Community College. And so there's sponsorships and tables that are now available. And the proceeds are going to go to the Sunrise Rotary Club. And so you and I have spoken there. We've been able to kind of give talks there, and they do a great job at the Sunrise Rotary Club.
Absolutely. And while I'm not a member of the Rotary Club, I feel like I'm adopted. I'm an adopted member, and I feel very attached to this group. So it's been an honor for me to be able to be a part of their group, to be able to do this and to promote their mission, for some of the projects that they have.
I love it. And we're going to, with Courtney and Russell, just a little bit about how we're going to help the community with these kinds of programs. Let's talk a little bit about who's in this play.
Okay. Well, first of all, let me tell you a little bit more about the plot.
Okay. The plot first.
The plot
And it's going to thicken, no doubt.
It will, definitely. So there are 6 women characters that Shakespeare wrote about. The 6. Now, it's different from the 6 wives of Henry VIII, but there are 6 women who have really despised the way that Shakespeare has portrayed them for everyone to know them over all these many years.
How dare he?
Yes. So they've not been portrayed in the best light. And so they all have a motive and a reason to kill Shakespeare.
Oh, my.
So there has been a murder. And these 6 women all have reason, and they are all suspects in the murder of Shakespeare.
Oh, my. Wow. That I don't know that it gets any better than than the plot to kill Shakespeare.
So,
Right.
you know, and there's some really clever little twists and stuff
Sure.
on some of the things. So some of the main characters are Lady Macbeth, who's played by Cindy Ross. And of course, she's got her henpecked husband, Lord Macbeth,
Right.
who is played by Frank Davis. Then we have Cleopatra. You know, she's a woman that's been very powerful, but she's been portrayed as basically a man-eater, you know, that anybody that comes into contact with her, you know, has a fate.
Their fate has been determined.
It's been determined.
Right.
Titania, who's the queen of the fairies, she's kind of an airhead, but, you know, and she's been portrayed as not very powerful, but maybe not that bright.
Not so bright.
Kate from The Taming of the Shrew, Catherine Manola, is played by Jeannie Ardway. Cleopatra is by Michelle E. Ross. She joined us last summer.
Right.
We have Juliet from Romeo and Juliet. Now, Juliet, you know, she star-crossed lovers, everything. Right. Juliet is played by Melissa Bourgeois. Then we have a mysterious person that comes in, and that's Michael Groh. And then Shakespeare, who is going to be, of course, is dead.
Right.
But we have an investigator, Inspector Tremblance, and that's played by Doug Holloway.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, the
What an
last
all-star
person that we
cast.
have is Taylor Richey, and she plays Rosalind.
Okay. Wow.
And that's from A Midsummer Night's Dream, I think, or I'm not sure.
I'm not sure what Rosalind's from. So we'll
have to
check
look that one up.
We'll check that out when we come back. We're going to spend a little time talking about the importance of the Sunrise Rotary Club and all the wonderful things that they do for our community. Karen, thanks for saying yes to that. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. All right.
Thanks.
All right. They're going to join us again. You do that as well. We'll be right back right here on Bayou Time.
This segment was brought to you by Waits and Downer, attorneys at law.
Hello and welcome back to this edition of Bayou Time. Again, your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us, however you may be joining us. We're very glad to have back with us Karen and Courtney and Russell talking a little bit about this play. And so we're going to talk a little bit about where that money goes and how it helps our community. But Dwayne, put that up one more time. I want people to know when they can go out and see this very funny play directed by Karen Schilling. It is the Sunrise Rotary of Houma and Martin and Pellegrin CPAs present Desperate Housewives of Shakespeare, August 14th and 15th. Again, the doors open at 6 p.m., Fletcher Technical Community College. You can use that QR code right there if you'd like to be able to get your tickets. You certainly want to do this. It's going to be something that's wonderful for our community. And so, Courtney, tell us a little bit about how exciting it is to do this play again and be able to provide some of these funds to help out people in our community.
Well, again, we're thrilled to have Karen jump on board and agreeing to do this for us again. Last year was very successful. The year before I wasn't involved in, but that was for the murder mystery dinner. And it's just planning the whole event is so much fun, you know, from the decorations to food being provided to the entertainment pre-show. We're doing it's a trivia night, right? Also, so we're going to have live music and trivia. So you're not just coming to watch the play, you're having pre-entertainment and throughout. And we also are really encourage people to dress in Renaissance attire.
Okay.
So
Shakespearean. Right.
Yes.
Right.
I know that all the Rotarians involved are really trying to do that. So we'll walk around.
Step up and dress up.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Very cool. And you guys do it, the Sunrise Rotary Club, of course. Again, Karen and I, both social workers in the community for years, have been able to kind of provide and help and do those kinds of things. But Russell, this is a great idea and a way to really give back to the community. Let's talk a little bit about how y'all do that.
Yeah, so a lot of the funds that we're raising through these types of events that we're putting on, we're giving right back to the community. Our big service project, which we started last year, is called Fresh to You Closet. So what it is we're working directly with counselors in some of the elementary and middle schools. We currently have 6 schools adopted, and we're kind of seeing where that need is in the community. We had a lot of feedback of just kind of simple things that you wouldn't think of people needed, like the hygiene products, for example, was one of the big key things that we ended up supplying last year into these schools. But really, we're open to a lot of different ideas. But the children's really where we want to focus because there's a lot of missed opportunities in the parish we find. We don't want these kids to go without. It seems like simple needs to us, but it's definitely something that everybody deserves. It's human right.
Right.
And so if maybe they're embarrassed to go to that counselor, go to that parent, maybe that parent can't supply that to them, that little bit that we can do, maybe it helps, maybe gets them to that next level.
Well, and it's interesting. I think as we look at the cost of inflation and how things have gotten more expensive, some of those personal hygiene items are just really expensive. And again, the kids may not want to say, the parents may be a little embarrassed for it, but I love the fact that y'all are partnering with these schools, especially these 6 schools, to be able to have somebody who can kind of be a watch for that and be able to see where the need is and address that need. So that's just really, really cool.
We've had great success last year, and we're actually looking to expand probably to an additional 6 schools this additional year. So that way we'll have about 12 schools under our umbrella.
Wow, very cool. And again, that's just one of those things that we have come to expect in our community. I'm not sure how it happens in other places, but that's what we have come to expect from Rotary. Rotary looks at needs, addresses the need, and more importantly, finds ways to raise money, unique ways to raise money to be able to give back to our community. And so Rotary clubs are awfully special, and we have several that are really good, and Sunrise Club is certainly one of them. And so tell us some other things maybe going on in Rotary.
So we get very involved with other community projects.
Right.
So if other clubs are doing fundraisers for their event, we also like to contribute and support each other because we can put more tentacles out, we can branch out more to help people throughout our community. I mean, we're all service-minded individuals from different backgrounds, different professions throughout our community that come together and figure out and vote on where our money can be best served in our community.
I love the fact that it's not like this Rotary is in battle with this other Rotary. Absolutely. And that's one of the things, and I agree with you completely. Again, lots of different friends and family in different Rotary clubs. I love that y'all partner and go, hey, let's partner with this one and do this. And find the need. And so very, very exciting. So thank y'all for what y'all do. Karen, for so many years, thank you so very much. I know looking at this partial retirement, I don't think I'll ever be able to see you as retired, even if you do, from all of the social work that you've done in our community, which we appreciate very, very much. So the ongoing needs and addressing those needs and teaching others how to do that as well. But I want to show that one more time, Dwayne. Let's put the flyer back up. Here we are, Sunrise Rotary of Houma and Martin and Pellegrin CPAs presenting Desperate Housewives of Shakespeare, directed by Karen Schilling. It's going to be August 14th and 15th. The doors open at 6 p.m. Fletcher Technical Community College. It's going to be fantastic. Again, you can use the QR code there to get your tickets. I'm going to get mine. I'm going to see how my wife is going to dress me and see how that works for us. And so I've never really been very good at being Elizabethan. Always very difficult to read. I'm looking forward to some wonderful laughs. And
I think you'll enjoy it.
An all-star cast. I mean, this is some of the best in our area.
Some of these people I've met, they were never thinking of ever being on the stage.
Right.
And,
You've converted them. Mm-hmm. They become thespians and Elizabethan thespians at that, which is fantastic. So, Russell, Courtney, Karen, thank y'all so very much for this and for what y'all are doing for our community. You got it. All right, guys, that'll do it for this particular segment and this Bayou Time, but don't go anywhere. I got a whole lot more right here on HTV.
This segment was brought to you by Cypress Stop, home of the happy customer.